Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Black Mirror 2. Now, we are dangerously close to running into a point where we're going to have to use a hint. I need to get Fuller out of his building. We need to get somebody who's willing to call Fuller and keep him distracted. And I don't really know who that would be. Like, I don't really have a long list of people. It almost is, I suppose, slightly possible.
That's Fuller's office window. He's not in there.
It's slightly possible, I guess, that maybe these quests to draw him out are not related to these quests of getting the film and going to Angela. Maybe I get Angela and she becomes this secondary character who will help me with things. If that's not the case, then we're in a weird situation where we got one part of a quest really early and then another part of the quest rather late.
There's no point sneaking in again. I've got to lure Fuller out of the shop first so I can take care of Angelina's photos.
Angelina, so like even the game is directly telling me that Angelina's photos need to be collected in this point.
The window is open, presumably to let in some fresh air. Or maybe it just doesn't close properly. Who knows?
We're just clicking on things that we've already looked at.
The window's barred. The bars seem pretty strong and are bricked into the wall. The window's barred.
So, yeah, nothing there. Let's look at the grating.
Solid iron grill. It's across the light shaft that leads up from the basement. The grill is very heavy and rusted into the concrete. It's gonna take a lot of force to open it. Why should I do that to myself?
So, tow rope on the grating.
I wouldn't know how that would get me any further right now.
Wire cutter on the grating.
The grill isn't made of wire. It's made of sturdy iron strips, so not a good idea.
Wire cutter on the soda bottle? No. Tow rope on the wire cutter. This with this. See, there's like only two things back here. It doesn't seem like there's anything to deal with. Wire cutter. If I could get to...
I haven't met the old hag yet, but going from her son and that filthy mutt that she seems to love more than anything, I don't think I'm missing too much.
If there was some way to change this traffic light, maybe somebody would hit his car.
There's so little traffic here that nobody's bothered that the lights don't work properly. It could also be that no one's actually noticed. To describe Biddeford as quiet would be an understatement. It sometimes seems to me that the place has just about died.
And I could see wanting to damage his car. And maybe I could do something.
I can only ask myself just who he conned into making him the
other
elk
car
design.
to crash it.
Or then again, maybe he didn't have the picture made. He probably just stole it.
I'm gonna double click and see if that speeds up the process. It didn't that time. So if I could get this car, well, we could go to the police station town hall. We haven't been in there.
That's the entrance to the police station. I never feel too good in the face of the state authorities.
So apparently he's not
What
going
would I
to
want
go in
there?
there.
I keep my distance from the police.
So unless there was some way I could like cut the wires on the brakes here on this car, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. I guess we have a wire cutter we could try on the string of lights.
Borrowing a light bulb is one thing, but cutting up the cable without a reason is just vandalism.
So there's a reason we're gonna do that, we just don't know what it is yet. Tow rope. On the trash can. Vinegar with the soda bottle. Let's talk to the
I don't
guard.
want to speak to him. If I felt like some casual conversation, I'd watch a talk show.
You know who I didn't talk to is the lady at the souvenir shop. So let's go back there and see if there's maybe something I could do to cause her to call Fuller and start a conversation with him and keep him busy.
Hey, Rosie.
Maybe
Hard at work, I see.
the hint was the fact that she talked quite a bit. There's a ton of things to ask her right now.
You know the Bibas?
From the diner? Sure I do.
What can you tell me about them?
I don't gossip, but her marriage ain't exactly the best.
I guess she'd be a pretty good source of
she's
info in
apparently
general.
very nice, a little jaded and stressed out. Can't ever forget her work. But him, he's an asshole. Been boozing for 2 or 3 years and is a bit free with his fists.
Why doesn't she leave him then?
No idea. She's real dependent on him. The diner belongs to the both of them. And besides, where would she go? Nobody would take her.
Again, another line of dialogue that's different than the subtitles. So I wouldn't be surprised if Biba's husband ends up dead.
Does Fuller often get packages delivered here?
Yeah, a few times a month.
Why doesn't he have the packages delivered to his store?
He does, but when he's not there, the mailman delivers them here and then Fuller picks them up for himself.
Do you know what was inside the package that I picked up a little while back?
How should I?
Hey, do you know Eddie from the junk shop?
Yeah, sure. I know pretty well everybody here.
Just
So
going
what's
through
on with
everything.
He's single. Was never married before either, as far as I know. But hey, who could put up with him for long anyway? Those never-ending war stories. Can you imagine that?
Is he really blind?
I never heard different, but I wouldn't put money on it either. He's a chiseler. Maybe he's got disability just so he can make himself a few bucks.
The other package for Fuller, there must be photo paper in it.
Could well be.
Well, can I have it?
Sure. Note, please.
The collection note? Yes,
So
I don't have
I know
one.
where I'm gonna get the
Then
photo
you'll have
paper.
to ask your boss for it. Nothing goes out of here without a collection note. You got me?
And see, the line of dialogue lines up right with this brown trim, and it makes it incredibly difficult to read.
Is there maybe a package for me there, Darren Michaels?
Let's see. Let's pick up the note.
The lovely Rosie hasn't noticed, and I'm now the proud owner of a blank collection note.
Nope, nothing there.
So let's do this with a blank collection note.
I better not fill out this collection note right under Rosie's nose.
Alright, well, we'll just double click and quick travel out. And we'll fill out the pen now.
Good.
There we go. Notice his
filled it
wrist
out.
wasn't really moving.
One package for Fuller at his address. I hope that does it.
So now we have a slightly different item than what we had before. Let's talk to Rosie again.
Hey, Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
I wanted to pick up Fuller's package with the photo paper.
No, please.
It
I
works
can't
that
accept
time.
that.
Why not?
It's not signed.
Fuller has to sign the note?
Stupid. The mailman, of course. Fuller should ask him tomorrow morning. He probably just forgot when he was posting the note through Fuller's door.
So I need to go get the mailman.
It's not possible for me to wait till tomorrow.
Sign it.
What can you tell me about Dr. Newhouse?
The Newhouses? Well, they came here a few years back. He was a big cheese in Boston. Miss Newhouse has brought a good bit of style to this little town.
Why is this dialogue not
My
in
girlfriend
just
Betty
a black
is her best
background
friend.
box down
Really?
here?
She gossips
Why
as
is
much
it so
too?
big?
We don't gossip, okay?
It's so up
You
in the
really want to
corner.
know all this stuff?
Like, the vast majority of the screen is not being used, and if you were at 1080p resolutions, even more of the screen would not be used, and the text would be even smaller.
Is that a girlfriend of yours?
Yeah, one of my best ones.
Does she sit about in this store the whole day?
Excuse me? I wouldn't know what that would have to do with you.
I just mean, has she got a job or not?
She doesn't need one. Actually, her husband has plenty of dough. And even if he didn't, then she could easily earn good money working as a photo model.
As a photo model, huh? That could maybe help me out some.
Oh, really?
Nothing. It's okay.
So, maybe I need to talk to the customer and get her to call Fuller out.
Along with all the tourist stuff in the mail, you're the local travel agent too, aren't you? Have you got anything about a place called Willow Creek in England?
Course we do. Take a look back there in the flyers.
Interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So we move the story forward just by talking.
Now I
Where
wonder,
I was expecting
there
more
might
of a
be
physical
mention of
puzzle.
this Willow Creek place in these travel guides.
Getting more information about Willow Creek might unlock more lines of dialogue, which seem to be more
Really?
important.
Willow Creek pops up in the index. Page 42, section Horror, Hauntings, and History. Let's see.
And here's a picture of Black Mirror. And here's the city. So, seems like there's only one thing to click on, tourist
There it is.
information.
Only a small box. Willow Creek on the trail of the killer. Willow Creek on the trail of a killer. Fans of the macabre will certainly get their money's worth in Willow Creek, for in this sleepy little English town is where you can wander in the footsteps of Samuel Gordon, the Worcestershire Ripper, the scion of one of England's oldest families. The Gordon's castle lies close to the town, but is unfortunately not open for guided tours. Murdered 5 people in 1981. Among these was Victor Valley, who was just 12 years old. The Willow Creek Museum awaits the horror-friendly visitor with a permanent display relating to the murders, as well as guided tours from April through to October. Charming little town. And from this horror resort is where my mom gets her monthly payments. Wonderful.
So it seems like maybe all the Gordons left the Black Mirror area and left it up to just be a tourist trap. Wait, where am I going? I need to talk to the customer. So walk out, walk back in. Let's see if we can get her to call Fuller.
The bimbo reads fashion magazines. Why is she doing that here? Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, it's you, the hoodlum from this morning.
Yeah, well, I was in a rush. An important job to do.
No reason to be impolite.
Of course not.
Of course, the camera's so zoomed out and I'm looking at a side profile of this lady, so I'm barely seeing anything of the animation that they made. Not that it looks that great anyways.
I've noticed you're really into those fashion magazines. Are you a model?
Me? No.
You're joking. You must have at least thought about becoming a photo model.
Actually, I have been approached.
Oh, well, that goes without saying. You see, I work for a magazine from down south. Ladies in Chrome.
I've never heard of it.
It's the high society magazine in the South. The magazine for the top 10,000. I'm working on a piece about life and style in the far north.
Really? How exciting.
Maybe you have some recent photos. I'd love to show our readers what fine taste people up here in the north have. This is your stylish convertible, right?
It is! And I'd be happy to be at your disposal for your story. But I don't have any photos.
That shouldn't be any problem.
So now we just get her to call Fuller.
There's an excellent photographer in town, isn't there?
Fuller? You can't be serious. That savage would never be able to light me properly.
Oh, so you don't know
What don't I know?
who Fuller really is? He's an internationally renowned star photographer from New Zealand. He's been living here incognito for a few years. He's working on his life's work. He's documenting normal folks' lives here in America. Of course, he's got to stay unrecognized to do that.
That's... No, I can't believe that.
I swear, in a few years, when he's finished his work, it'll be the photographic sensation of the decade.
I can't believe it. Show me some of his pictures, then we'll see.
Well, all right then. But don't run away.
No way.
So I have to get photos of...
My God, what a lame story. But vanity has always been the biggest weakness for those kind of folks. If I can show her a few reasonable photos, then perhaps she'll lure Fuller out of the shop for me.
This is interesting that the arrow is actually in the corner where the screen stops at the black bar. Where can I get some decent photos? Like, I don't think you can get them out of the souvenir shop. Forums, advertisements, blank things, travel guide. Like, do I have to really take photos myself? Like, I wouldn't be opposed to a quest like this, but it seems kind of crazy. I think I need to collect other photos. And I guess the only place I know where photos would be the junk shop and my house. So,
Morning.
let's see if we could get some
it's
photos
you.
here.
How do you know that? I thought you were blind.
You stink of perfume, like a whorehouse I once visited in Lille. Smells like teen spirit.
If you say so.
That's a weird joke. I don't have anything to grab here, so I'll have to
I don't
talk
want
to
to talk
Amy.
to him at the moment.
So no photos here. No photos there. Unless I'm gonna smash the front window, which I wouldn't be too upset with doing. No photos from the Photoshop. I don't recall seeing any at Biba's. I don't recall seeing any at... Let's see. recall seeing any at the hospital. We're making progress rather slowly. Let's see. We have stove. We have a painting. Can we take a picture of the painting? No. Is there any photos in the living room? No. I can't click on this anymore. So I think I've hit enough here where I don't like unless I'm supposed to forge this with this.
I've got absolutely no idea what the mailman's signature looks like. And Rosie in the tourist shop will know it for sure. There'll be a dozen or so collection notes passing through her hands every day. All of them with his signature on them.
So how would I get that signature?
The cup is still half full. Why did she stand up and go over there? Maybe the phone rang? Maybe she got some bad news and fainted.
Apparently I never clicked on this.
That doesn't seem like her at all.
Drinking bowl. Slice of bread. Yeah, I've got like no idea at all. We've got too many things, too many places, and a lack of understanding. This, I think, where is this? Like, if this is the shop and this is the photo studio and that's the souvenir shop and this is the hospital and that's Biba's, is this where I am right now? Yes, it is. Okay. Like, I've got no clue. I need a hint. Either I'd look it up online, but I think I'll just use the internal system. So as long as Full is in the store, then there's no way I can get the film without him noticing. We know for a fact the other things we have to get the photo paper, which we need a signature. I have no idea how to get that. Get the film with Angelina's pictures on it from the store. Angelina has been asked to bring Full's pictures to her in the hotel, which I think to do that we would have to do this. So some of these clustered backwards. And so it all seems like everything is bottlenecking to this point. So give me a hint. If Fuller got called to a photo shoot outside the city, I'd have enough time to develop the picture, but who could call him? Alright. We know it's the customer. We got that far. I've got to find proof that Fuller really is a great photographer. One thing's clear, I won't find anything of use in his shop. Perhaps I could pass off other people's pictures as his. Yeah, that was the idea. But where am I supposed to find these photos? Where could I find such good pictures? Just in galleries or magazines? Okay. Where could I find galleries or magazines? Let's go to the hospital. Maybe there's magazines in the hospital that I don't remember. Is there... some sort of magazines that would be in the waiting room. That would be kind of logical. This is card machine.
Perhaps there are medical records or bills in the cupboard. Forms, transfers. Making people well again is just an aside. I don't think anything in here is going to interest me.
So apparently at some point that's going to come into play. Can't walk
I'm not
this way.
particularly morbid, so I think I'll stay on this side of the door.
There's some photos on the wall, but those certainly aren't going to work.
Huh. The news of my mother's accident seems to have spread quickly. A couple of people have already sent flowers.
See, so this scene has changed based on kind of nothing. Or there's no way we would know that the scene had changed.
So many greetings and get well wishes. I think she's very active in the community. She's probably got a lot of new friends here. Lots of different people have sent my mother cards. This one's signed P. Puck. Wait a minute. That's the mailman.
So...
The mailman signed it. So now I've got a sample. I think I could forge his signature really well.
So yeah, just like a random way to solve that.
Okay, good. I've got the original. I guess the signature is kinda half decent.
And I don't think there's anything else to even really click on.
No change. She's breathing peacefully and evenly, but no sign that she's conscious of what's going on around her.
And more I just want to jump around, so let's go to Bieber's Diner and see if maybe there's something in here as far as magazines or photos.
The specialty is, of course, lobster, like everywhere around here. I have to admit they are pretty tasty.
And so, talking to the guards, not really anything. And there's nothing else here. So, I don't feel like I'm wrong. There's nothing here. I didn't find anything here. Didn't find anything here. So, am I back to this point? Am I really supposed to find magazines inside the souvenir shop?
I think I'd rather my hand fell off before I took any of those with me.
Maybe what I need to do is distract her again with her car alarm and then run in here and grab some fashion model magazines.
The other stuff's small ads. This is where the locals sell the junk they no longer need. Lawnmowers, baby cribs, record players. I'll pass.
Let's just try to speed things up and give the form directly to her and get the printer paper. That solves one part of the
Hey,
solution.
Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
I wanted to pick up Fuller's package with the photo paper.
No, please. So how did you manage to scare up the old fart?
Yeah, I bumped into him in the town.
You were lucky. Here, Fuller's photo paper.
So we've got photo paper
Much
now.
obliged.
Great. But we still don't know how to find photos. And there's nothing I can do at the car. See, what I'd like is to be able to buy these photos, and it doesn't seem like that's something I can do.
I don't want to talk to him at the moment.
Seriously, I need another hint. We got bourbon bottles.
I don't want to get drunk.
Got a radio.
I bet that's an original radio set from the Second World War. It definitely doesn't look much newer.
So what are we missing? We've got this long collection of items, way too many items, and the game still doesn't make any real sense. Angelina asked me to take the photos. There's no hints here. Angelina. Film with Angelina's like we still haven't done that quest. Just galleries or magazines. So the hints are not even helping me. The old coin. Tasks. And we can't check these off and eliminate these. Contents. Which I guess this would be the beginning of the book. So you have your latest entry, your tasks, and latest task. And even latest text isn't really helping. I don't feel like, unless I'm supposed to put the slice of bread in between the telephone and then call Fuller. I have no clue. Like, I'm still super lost. See if we can use the telephone.
I'd be better off trying to persuade that motor mouth from the tourist office to call Fuller. Nah, he'd recognize my voice right away.
So there must be something I'm missing. We got a stove that we can turn on for fire.
True, I've never been much of a cook, but it seems a bit dumb to turn on the stove when there's nothing sitting on it.
Could I perhaps heat up the soda bottle on the stove? Or the kettle on the stove? And turn on the
water
stove.
will start to boil and steam. As I'm not much of a tea drinker, boiling water isn't much use to me.
Soda bottle and the kettle. Vinegar in the kettle. Vinegar in the stove. That in that.
An A4 size package. Fairly heavy. Either it really is photographic paper, or it's full as dirty mags for the week. I better not unpack that here. Better in the dark room.
So I can't open it until I get to that point. Get back to the dark room. So I guess I've managed to put a couple things out of contention. This suitcase, by the way, looks very similar to the suitcase in the hospital.
I don't think I'll find anything else here. And I'm not really looking for anything else anyway. I don't think I'll find anything interesting in that chest of drawers.
Feels like I'm gonna have to talk to everybody. Like, it really feels like I'm just gonna have to go through that whole system.
I had a shower here this morning, and Mom laid on a huge breakfast. I ate some of it, for her sake. Huh. Back at uni, I usually don't eat.
We've already heard that. Let's talk to the nurse. Maybe we can't go in the police
What would I want
station.
there? I keep my distance from the police.
Go into the hospital, try and talk to the nurse, try to talk to Miss Biba. There's probably a conversation that I could have with Miss Biba.
I don't want to stop her from doing a job. Right now.
So, we'll go back this direction and try to have more of a conversation.
I don't want to bother her while she's working.
Like, no conversation there.
I don't want to bother her while she's working.
Seriously, it feels like I've exhausted everything. I want to talk to the nurse. I can't find a doctor. I can't talk to Miss Biba. I can't talk to Fuller. Can't talk to the pawn shop guy. It seems like maybe the conversations are supposed to happen here.
I can't think of anything I could talk to Rosie about.
Let's just talk back to this lady.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Let's see if we have something new to say.
That's fine.
No, we have nothing new to say. There's an armchair.
I am definitely not gonna sit in that. I reckon that
Let's
the
just
local
exhaust
tourist board
everything
is
here.
missing something of a hook for this place. I mean, what is there here that's a bit special? There must be dozens of places like this one along the coast.
So, forms.
I'm not interested in these forms for residents. I've got a few things going on which, like this town, could be a little more interesting. But I don't hold out much hope for success for them.
And I've exhausted pretty much everything.
I don't want to read that again. The whatever Shire Ripper. 5 dead. Guided tours through the pools of blood. Ugh. Not interested.
This story could really do with somebody being killed by this point.
The main state flag always looks more like a beer company logo to me. At least they've got an elk and a tree in there. That's nice. So what have we got here? New Hampshire, Canada, something or other I don't recognize. New Brunswick or Quebec, perhaps. And of course, the obligatory stars and stripes in every imaginable shape and size.
So we can consistently click on flags. But that's it. Seriously, what am I missing? To Side Street.
First of all, I need Angelina's photo prints. I'd be a joke turning up without them. First of all, I need Angelina.
Yeah. I heavily suspect that there's just a section I haven't even found. It really does feel like that's the case. Like there's no hotspots even in this area anymore. We can go back to the backyard. And we've got the pivoting window and the iron grating, and that's it. And the window.
The grill is very heavy and rusted. The window's barred. The bars seem pretty strong and are bricked into the wall. The window's barred.
Just gonna click through everything twice.
The window is open, presumably to let... The window is open.
So I clicked on each one of those twice, they didn't go away. And there's no other way to exit through here. This is just pathetic. Pathetically complicated, and the help system is not working. It's just not working. Like, is there perhaps magazines in the trash can?
How nice. That's stinking garbage, and I have no particular interest in it. How nice.
Yeah, all I have is a string of lights in the trash can. We've been in the diner a couple times. This is the bad experience of point-click adventures games, definitely. Usually, most of the point-click adventure games I've played before, this is a series I haven't. And even at that, there's things like Anna's Quest that I hadn't played before, Deponia that I hadn't played before, and there certainly was some more of a struggle to finish those games than ones I did know the solutions to every puzzle. But this takes it even further. This puts it at a level of just obscurity and difficulty that the game just doesn't need to have. Let's just walk as far as we can this direction. I've just been everywhere, and I've tried to talk to everybody, and I've tried to do everything that makes any sense at all. And I know that there's probably just one thing
Miraculously,
somewhere.
I was left unhurt by our car crash. My mom was in hospital for months. My father died at the scene of the accident. I was about 3 years old back then. I can't remember the accident. Nor my father. When the Temple of Liberty has been established, will the people know how to decorate it? We're decorating our country of liberty with cameras. Who are people scared of? Themselves?
So I've exhausted 2 lines of dialogue there that doesn't feel like that should
I
have
don't
moved
want to
the
stop her
story.
from doing her job right now.
Nurse. So the machine. Screens.
At least there aren't any cameras in the patient's rooms. Or in the restroom. We'll have to wait until the year 2000 for that. Hallways, corridors, the reception area over there.
I'm just
a
exhausting
door,
everything.
Presumably the emergency exit. All of it no further interest.
Okay. So exhausted more conversations. Oh, this has been a frustrating 45 minutes of something that I wanted to take 15 minutes of time. Like, rather frustrating. Yeah, I literally have no clue. So even though I went to the diary and used the in-game hint system, it's not helpful. So that's a major function of having an easy mode. Doesn't help one bit if the easy mode just doesn't actually in any way make certain you can actually solve the puzzles. And like, I'm just gonna go ahead and click positive on everything if we've already screwed up. We've already screwed up. It's been a long time since we've gotten any of the pop-up hints. Not super surprising there. I figured we'd eventually run out of those. But I could have used a pop-up hint to help me. And now the orienting of things has changed. So the game doesn't guarantee spacing or layout at all. This has been a frustrating amount of time. Let's see, I think I just saved, but I'll know it. What's it gonna kill me to have 2 extra saves? We've got all this stuff. Camera, which seems to do nothing. A laxative, which we're not ready for. Stethoscope, which I assume is for the safe cracking. This, which we probably won't have anything to do with. The metal tube, that doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. 2 different bowls. Photo paper, pen we used once. Photo developer, distilled water, fixer. All of these are elements that you should have probably only been able to pick up and use in the darkroom. I could easily see the darkroom just have been its own area. Wire cutter, I'm not sure. Like tow rope, I'm not 100% sure on what the wire cutter is going to do, but I imagine it's going to cut wires in the electricity fuse box. A bottle of soda that we somehow have to open up without messing up the pop cap, I assume is what it has. And a slice of bread.
A bottle with a carbonated drink in it.
And in the end, in between this recording and the next recording, I'm just gonna have to look up a walkthrough. I have no clue. I feel like I've talked to every single person in the game that I'm able to talk to, and they said there was about 40 people to talk to in this game, and I can think of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7, maybe 10 people that we've talked to so far, and they've played pretty big roles for each of those characters. So maybe we're 1/4 of the way through the game. I don't know, but I'm certainly not happy with this turn of events. This feels a lot like the bad parts of Black Mirror 1. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.